Donald Trump admits he was blindsided as Iran's retaliation spread beyond Israel to Gulf states like Qatar and Saudi Arabia, a widening war footprint that even Washington claims it did not anticipate. The question now is not just Iran's move, but what the US knew before the strike.
Nobody, no. The greatest experts, nobody thought they were going to hit. They were, I wouldn't say friendly countries, they were like neutral, they lived with them for years. Peter, they were going to take over the Middle East. They were going to knock out Israel with their nuclear weapon. But after we knocked out their nuclear potential weapon, they started building missiles, thousands and thousands of missiles. And they were going to do it with missiles while they developed. These are sick people. While they developed nuclear, somehow they were going to start at a different site, because that site was, you saw the site, the mountain. They were going to go into a certain area, which we know exactly where it is, and they were going to do that. And it's incredible what we've done. I tell you, the job we've done. You know, if I didn't terminate Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, you would right now, well, Israel would be gone. It would be incinerated. And probably the Middle East likewise. And remember, they have all of those missiles. And I heard they were sending missiles to UAE. I said, that's strange. You know, UAE is like the banker for Iran. They're like the banker. Qatar, their neighbors, they got along okay. Saudi Arabia. All of a sudden, Kuwait is getting hit. Bahrain is getting hit. All these countries are getting hit. There was no expert that would say that was going to happen.
Trump insists no expert predicted strikes on regional states, framing the escalation as completely unexpected. But Tehran's position suggests this was retaliation to sustained attacks, not a surprise move. The focus now shifts to Washington: intelligence failure or a risky miscalculation. Trump claims a former US president privately backed his Iran strike, saying, "I wish I did what you did." Speculation circles around Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and Joe Biden, but denials follow. A claim without confirmation, raising questions over political narrative and credibility.
And other presidents should have done. I spoke to one of the former presidents who I actually like. I actually speak to some. I do like some people, be shocking. And he said, I wish I did what you did. Could have done it. Other presidents, somebody should have done it. 47 years this went on. They call Iran the bully of the Middle East.
Iranian Foreign Minister Seyed Abbas Araghchi alleges hundreds of civilians, including children, were killed in US-Israel strikes on Iran. He accuses regional states hosting US forces of enabling what he calls a slaughter. The war narrative shifts from strategy to human cost as competing claims deepen the conflict. Hundreds of Iranian civilians have been killed in Israel-US bombings, including over 200 children. Reports claim that some neighboring states, which host US forces and permit attacks on Iran, are also actively encouraging this slaughter. Stances should be promptly clarified.
ببر